Guys, welcome back to our fourth episode of On the Couch, and I am Danny Cardozo, and I'm here with our co-host
Johnny Supa.
Let's go back a couple years now to COVID, I guess, and the government coming up with this CERB,
Small business loan.
or even let's go before that, even the personal loans.
Yeah.
Giving everybody this CERB money that help people get by, that has brought this market to where it's at today. That a lot of people don't even understand where it's at or how we even got here.
A lot of people had the idea that they didn't have to pay it back. It was free money. There was no strings attached. Is this false?
I guess it is. Well, it's true and false. I guess depending on your situation. If you weren't working, then CERB, you didn't have to pay it back. But if you were working, which a lot of people went online, signed up for CERB, got it, the
Yep.
$2,000 a month, and eventually we're told to pay it back. These people are had a hard time figuring it out because they went on and spent it. You saw our market, or
I don't think we've seen the wrath
No,
of
and that's-
COVID
and that's
or,
about
or
to come
CERB.
up.
I think it's coming.
so the business loans, and Johnny was trying to bring that up. The business loan, the SIBA loans that were given out to small businesses that needed some help with,
Paying rent, staying afloat,
yeah,
paying
staying
employees.
afloat, paying employees. They were first given 40,000, and which you were given 40, but you only had to pay back
30.
30. So $10,000 forgiven. Then they increased it. So you had the option of getting another 20 and only paying back 40. So another total here of $20,000 forgiven to you. Well, we are now
Getting phone calls.
Getting phone calls. Well, let's back it up. These people, yes, some businesses kept it afloat, used it to actually what they really needed it for. And other people, they blew it or weren't able to make net profits with it. And now we are here today where on January 18th is your last day to pay it back.
January 18, 2024.
January 18th, 2024.
Well, there's two ifs and whats on that. So from the research that we've been doing, if you're a business who took on the SIBA loan, you have to pay it back in full by January the 18th, which is the third week of the new year.
Yep.
If you don't, then what happens, Danny?
So what happens if you don't? You are now having to pay this full amount back. So whether you took the 40 or whether you took the 60,000, if you don't have this paid back to the government by January 14th, you now have to pay the entire full amount. So no forgiveness allowed here.
So you've struggled for the last 2 years. You've utilized this money to help maintain or stay in business. And you're probably still struggling now because interest rates are outrageous and things have gotten much more expensive because of inflation. So you're still struggling, but now you have to pay it in full. In full. Or else you do not get the grant of the $10,000 or the $20,000 on the $60,000 loan. So now you got to pay it back in full. But if you don't have the money in full, then what is the solution?
So, there is the institution that gave you the money. You could apply to have that extended 1 year at a lower rate by the government, an interest rate of 5% for 1 year. After that, you have to pay it back.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
Because I also was doing some research, and there's been emails from clients that I've gotten that say that they didn't even qualify for the SIBA loan, but still got the SIBA loan.
How
Solutions.
can we help?
Solutions.
What are the solutions, and how can we help these small businesses that are, needing funding right now to pay back these loans? If you own some sort of property, some sort of real estate, we could see if you can qualify to do a refinance or a second mortgage or pull it out on a HELOC or something along those lines, so that you can repay the government back and get the forgiveness part of it portion given to you.
So I can imagine some people's minds quickly thinking, because, well, why would I go and refinance my house at 6.5%? Because that's where rates are, almost 7%, where the bank's going to give me 5%. I need you to remember something, guys. You're giving up $10,000 when you do that.
Or 20.
or 20, because if you don't pay it back in full by the 18th of January, you're then forced to pay the full amount of the $40,000 loan you took or the full amount of the $60,000 loan you took. So it on the bigger scale, yes, 5% does look pretty for 1 year. However, your 5% is on the full 60,000. We can get you free and clear if you, like Danny's saying, have a property where you could take out an additional line of credit or refinance your property. Maybe look at the whole picture itself and see what your cash flow is like in general. But you want to save that $10,000 or you want to save that $20,000. Take advantage of the grant, and the way to do that is either you're going to use the hard-earned cash that you've saved, or you're going to use equity that you have.
What did the government put into place when they offered this money up to businesses? Was there any catch, or were people blindsided just because they needed it immediately? What happened?
I truly think it was like, hey, here we go. Let me flash some flashy flash in front of you and say that we're helping you. And now they're going to stick you.
So
That's what I think.
I do remember those times, and a lot of people grabbed this money and literally invested it into crypto. What happened to crypto?
They took a beating.
Took a beating.
Yeah.
Invested it into
Stocks.
and it's
NFTs,
like all these
yeah.
things, and things now have become difficult. Whether you even grabbed this and bought a house that you couldn't afford, maybe you could afford an $800,000 home, but now with this gave you a little bit more down payment, so now you end up buying a $1.2 million home.
Yep.
And now rates have changed. If you were stuck in a variable, like a lot of mortgage brokers were back in the day, suggesting their clients back in the day, you're now sitting there, wow, I can't even afford my house. And we're getting these calls all the time now.
It is very,
So
it's difficult. The conversation is difficult. So if you are in a CEBA loan, and if you're a small business owner, reach out to, first for us, because I think we're a little educated. We've been fact checking these claims for the last little bit, and we've been helping a few clients already make these well-informed decisions. Like, you need to get proper advice.
What about if your business declares bankruptcy? Do they come at you on a personal standpoint to get that money back?
So that's a good question to ask, because I think individual situations are different depending on how your corporation's structured. You could be limited, you could be a corporation. What holds the corporation? Is it a holdco, or are you personally on the corporation itself? Were you a sole proprietor when you took on this CEBA loan? So there's many different.
So essentially, they have to come in and talk to you.
I think they're all personally attached
They
to
are
it,
personally
because
attached, yeah.
when you apply for the CEBA loan, you were providing the government with a T4, showing them that you were earning like you had to have earned lesser than a certain amount in order to qualify for CEBA. It wasn't just given to you because you owned a business. It was given to you because you were proving that you weren't earning.
Personal level, sir, they only wanted back 30% if they deemed you to not be the right candidate for it after they've given it to you. Why have the small business loans or grants not been able to take advantage of that?
Well, to start off, they had a payback date, I should say,
It was December 2023.
even before that. And they extended it an extra year and then some more time. And now they're at the point where it's like, COVID's done, guys. It's time that we want our money back.
Wasn't the date always 2023? December 2023 was always the CEBA date.
I don't know. I think I remember.
It was
being
2
extended.
years they gave it to you for.
What's the one caveat that you can give your listeners now to deal with this stress that I'm sure that they're dealing with?
Well, first, don't jump on the first solution that you think that's out there. I don't think you should do that at all. I think you should do some research and find out what solutions are going to help solve the problem that you have. Because you might not even have a problem. You might have made good money with the CEBA loan, and maybe you can take advantage of what they're offering you at 5%. Because 5% is still not a bad deal, but you're going to lose the money. So you have to really understand how the program works, what problem you face, what solutions are out there, and talking to people that offer proper solutions is where you want to be.
All right, boys, so to end it off, explain to me and your listeners, what has the communication been like?
We don't know yet. There hasn't been, like, other than applying for CEBA and then receiving it, there has been no communication from the institution you got it through, because that's where it came from. So the government transferred the money to, let's say, TD Bank. TD Bank then gave it to you as the business owner or the individual. There has been zero communication from my research between the institution that you took the money from or the government to the business owner. There's been maybe an email or two in 2 years. We don't know what the consequences are. We don't know what the program looks like. We don't know if it's interest only or if it's principal paid. I'm not totally sure. We don't know yet.
So now, a lot of people use this money to go on trips. One place is Mexico. What do we have here to end off this episode?
Well, this is definitely.
This one here is
Is this Felicia? How do you pronounce that? Felicia.
Flecha Azul. Flecha Azul. So this here
Flecha
is
Azul.
by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, no kidding.
It is Flecha Azul, just released here in Canada. I'm going to say about a month ago.
Now, a lot of people say that a lot of these tequilas made by celebrities are pretty damn good.
Yep.
Do you agree, or do you think it's all a big marketing thing?
It's a little bit of both. So these celebrities are not going to put their name to a tequila. That is no good. I guarantee you. Anyone that's going to put you on the floor, there's no celebrity with that tequila.
So you both have tried this. What is your rating out of 10?
Okay, so for me, I'm really enjoying tequila lately. I think it's been, it's not as harsh as like the bourbons that I've chosen in the past. This one in particular, I do enjoy it. It's not my favorite. Maybe I should try it again. I think this is a good 7 out of 10 for me.
I'm a good 7.5 to 8. Yeah. Should we try it one last time?
Let's try it. Go get some glasses.
Okay. So now, one thing that we're going to do on this episode is we're going to actually taste for the first time. And the reason why is because we now have to solve the age-old question: can this change based on what I thought it was to now how it tastes?
Cheers, Danny.
Cheers.
We've poured this one because we seem to have some controversy on whether we like it or not. So,
Danny, we'll start with you.
So I was a 7.5, 8.
7.5.
I was a
7.5.
so I was a 7.5, 8. I'm gonna go to maybe I'm gonna sit around the 7 to 7.5.
Oh, so he went down. Johnny.
I think when we had this, we smoked a cigar.
Yeah, I think this is a.
This
very
is the
good
one we had with the
cigar.
cigar. This is a little stronger. Maybe because it is Menza Jornata, and we're drinking tequila, but hold on. It is stronger.
Sticking with your 7.77.
I might even go down to 6.5. Yeah, this is
Sorry, Mark.
I love Mark Wahlberg. He's got the nicest hair in the industry, but this I think you need something with it.
Yeah,
Like
I enjoyed this one with the cigar.
this
and
is
I think
good.
That's where I was at.
It's
with it.
stronger.
So
Yeah.
now, if you're enjoying this with a cigar, where can the people enjoy all of your content?
You could find us on Spotify or your favorite streaming platform. Watch us live on YouTube, and our Instagram is at Your Nesta Financial.